Hmm.
All you need is vaccine, so this pandemic can go and everyone can be safe and everything goes back to normal. So I don't feel it should just come fast and let everything go back to normal. So I don't buy the idea of people as relating it to Antichrist and this and that. Like, it's crazy.
Wow, amazing to have you thinking like this because most people are not sitting on the side on our side of the fence. A lot of people are believing that Bill Gates is the Antichrist and he has ulterior motives. He wants to reduce the population of the world. I've seen all sorts of buffoonery. There was some lady who used to be my friend. Apparently, she is supposed to be some prayer warrior. We just had a fallout today over the Bill Gates vaccines. She was trolling my page. At the end of the day, I had to warn her sternly and block her off my page.
Okay.
Isn't this thing you are talking about like this? You think it's a small? That's why I'm even scared to even start it on the radio because it's a hot topic. Now, I want us to talk a little bit about history. There was a certain gentleman called Edward Jenner. No relation of Kylie Jenner, by the way. Because when you people hear Jenner, the first thing that comes to your mind is the Kardashians.
Kardashians, yeah.
Well, Edward Jenner lived between the 17th of May, 1749, and 26th of January, 1823. He was an English doctor with blonde hair, and he contributed intensely and immensely to the development of the smallpox vaccine. Now, the practice of vaccination was popularized by this gentleman, Edward Jenner, and since then has been used to prevent several diseases. Yellow fever. Have you been to South Africa before?
No.
Okay, if you're ever going to South Africa, you are not going to be allowed to go into South Africa unless you have a yellow fever vaccination card. That is a yellow card, that's what it's called.
Okay.
I remember the first time I went to South Africa in 2002 or 2003. Me, I didn't know anything. I just entered. It was a cool FM job. I was supposed to cover the North Sea Jazz Festival. So that's how they bought me tickets, booked my hotel. I just entered the aeroplane, arrived in South Africa. Boom. Where's my yellow card? I said, what's that? They say you don't know. They now gave me my options. One, go back on the next flight to Nigeria.
Wow.
Two, be quarantined for 2 weeks to be sure that I don't have the virus or the disease. Three, pay $150 and collect it at the airport. My dear sister, that's how I collected injection in South Africa. Because I looked at it, I said, what option do I have? I'm here for 2 days. I landed on a Friday and I was returning Sunday evening. I want to quarantine me for 2 weeks. That will pass the North Sea Festival that I came to attend. Secondly, you want me to go back home. Do you understand? I had no option. I had no option but to collect this vaccine. Somebody just said on my page, on my YouTube page now, daddyfreeze.com, youtube.com/slash daddyfreeze teacher, that I used to respect this man until he signed up for this theory. Are you serious? I'm telling you what happened to me. I was a broke youth copper. They gave me $300 for my entire trip. The only option I had was to pay half of it and collect an injection. And whether you like it or not, once this vaccine has been developed, they're going to give you that option in Canada. They're going to give you that option in the UK. They're going to give you that option in Europe. They're going to give you that option in the US. You don't want to collect injection? No problem. Go back to your country. It's not like we're looking for you before. So you will sit down there, and there are some countries that will not even give you the option. You are there, you don't have the card. Now, to make things easier, they want to implant a chip in people's fingers. And everybody's selling this as the Antichrist. You know what pisses me off is people come to my page and will tell me that's for me. What are you doing on my page if it is for me? I don't understand how people are thinking. I'm telling you what happened to me, and you are using, this is not the radio audience that are listening for free in the car. These ones are actually buying data to listen. Whether you like it or okay, let me ask you a question. If the US says, if they agree on this implant, it's a back and forth thing. They might agree to it, they might never agree to it. But at the end of the day, if they agree to it, you are not going to enter the US if you don't have it. Fight is not there. You have a country, stay there now. Abiada, am I the one that is being crazy here?
If they come out with such a law,
If they come out with such a law, because I remember having to take the injection twice. The second time I had yellow card, but I forgot the yellow card. I collected the injection again.
wow.
Then I went to Kenya. The last time I was in Kenya, that was last year. I was there with Dotun, Kayla, Temi, all the Cool FM crew. And because we all came en masse, they said some of our yellow cards, they delayed us at the airport. These people are alive, they are not dead. You can call each of them up and say, I lied. Dotun was there. Even Taste Buds was there. Taste Buds was one of the people delayed, and one or two other people over this card. So now here's the thing. There's a lot of fraud with the card. It's just a card. You can just go to any of the centers and just give them 2K and they'll give you a card. Do you think it's going to be that easy to get a chip? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Do you think I just go to your local government, and that's what a lot of people do? Some people have never collected the yellow fever vaccine. They just go and they collect a card from their local government, sign it and stamp it. I remember them asking somebody in the airport, so which hand did you collect it in, right or left? The person said, eh. Obviously, you know that this, but you didn't collect any immunization. The person knows now. So I see this as much ado about nothing. Now, the next conspiracy theory is that they are going to come and test it in Africa. And I find that malicious, to say the least. And here is why. Nobody is going to come and test any vaccine in Africa unless it is parallel testing. I don't know if you understand what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Parallel testing means they're going to test in Africa, they're going to test in Europe, they're going to test in Asia, they're going to test in India, they're going to test in different countries that have they're going to test in different countries that have different climates, different exposures to viruses. Like, you can't compare a country like Canada, where people live further apart, to a place like Ajegunle, where people just live together. So it must be tested in all these regions for you to have accurate results regarding the what you might call it, the immunization, the vaccine. So it must be done, and they should not come and test in Nigeria. Wake up! They are going to have to test it in Nigeria, whether you like it or not. The problem is they shouldn't test it only in Nigeria. That should be your bother. That should be your concern. Test it in Nigeria, but let us not be the guinea pigs. Let them not test it on us, and then the whole world is waiting. How did it go? It worked, Abby. All right, let's no. Parallel testing. As it's being tested in Nigeria, it's being tested in the US, it's tested in Europe, tested in the Middle East, tested in the desert, tested in the North and South poles, tested in Asia, tested in India, tested in wherever else is left, and then they can come to empirical solutions. That okay, this the vaccine is ready. Uh, let's go ahead with it. So, if we continue talking about Edward Jenner, now Jenner is considered the pioneer of immunization. And he used a method valid in immunology before the discovery of germ theory. His work saved many lives. And in Jenner's time, smallpox killed around 10% of the British population, with the number as high as 20% in towns and cities where infection spread more rapidly. In 1821, he was appointed physician extraordinaire to King George IV, and he was also made mayor of Berkeley and justice of peace. A member of the Royal Society in the field of zoology, he was the first person to prescribe the brood parasitism of the common cuckoo. In 2002, he was named in BBC's list of 100 greatest Britons. And what he did was proffer a solution to smallpox through a vaccine. Meanwhile, in this same period, I want to ask you, Ada, what was happening in Africa with regards to smallpox?
What was happening in Africa?
Yes.
Okay, then actually, let me know that I was quite young. But I
You
think
were quite young. Ah, in 1823. You were not young, oh. Me and you were
I
not
was
born.
young.
Don't worry, I'm asking a rhetorical question. You know what was really
I
happening in
was
Africa?
I was young. I was born.
You know what was really happening in Africa this period?
No.
We were worshipping smallpox. That's what was happening. So while Edward Jenner was looking for a vaccine, we Africans were worshipping the disease. The god of smallpox, if you have Google right there where you are, type in these words SOPANA. Ada, please do this for me.
S
So
is what?
SO Shokbono, SOPANA or PONA. Type the two. One of them would come out.
Okay.
What do you see?
I am typing it. Yeah. Shop on my hand.
What does it read?
Opening. Okay. They're showing me people with the name, meaning, origin, and
Use SOPONA. And you can even check
S O what?
Wikipedia.
No,
Eh,
I'm
eh,
just seeing a dentist in
no, SOPONA. Then type Wikipedia.
SOPON
A.
Wikipedia.
I don't want to be the one to say it. I want somebody else to say this.
Oh, okay. I'm opening it.
Okay.
Shopana is the god of smallpox in the Yoruba religion.
Can you say that again so we can hear it?
Shopana is the god of smallpox in the Yoruba religion.
the god of smallpox in the Yoruba religion.
Mhm.
The Yoruba people took their tradition about Shokbono to the New World when they were transported in the slave trade. He has been become known as Babaluaye among many other names in the Orisha religion that developed in the Americas. Within the traditional religion of the Yoruba people of Nigeria, smallpox was believed to be a disease foisted upon humans due to Shokbono's divine displeasure. Former worship of the god of smallpox was highly controlled by specific priests, as in, literally, they got priests to worship a disease, while Edward Jenner was giving immunization, you were worshiping. I didn't make this up. This is empirical evidence available to all of you. Right? Now, I want you to do, I want to do something, I want to show you something.
Okay.
Now, go to, you're reading it from Wikipedia, B.
Mhm.
Go to the second, third, go to the fourth paragraph and please read from the fourth paragraph.
The fourth.
That starts with Dr. Oguntola Shakbara.
Okay. Dr. Oguntola Sakbara suspected that the priests were deliberately spreading the disease
That's right.
and surreptitiously during the course. He discovered that the priests were cursing the disease through applying scrapings of the skin rash of smallpox cases. Based on this information, the British colonial rulers banned the worship of Shokono in 1907.
So the white people, our colonial masters, had to ban the worship of Shokbono because people were deliberately infecting other people just to make money off them via religion. This is not a conspiracy theory. These are available facts that you have available to you. Check this out. Do not trust me. Check this out yourselves. I'm not telling you to go and listen to David Icke or what's the name of that comedian. I'm telling you to check Wikipedia, then follow up in your own encyclopedias or by your own researches. I studied sociology in the University of Ibadan. We visited the shrine of Shokbono in Ibadan. I know where it is. Now, while we're going around in school studying this, one of my uncles told me his story with Shokbono. And I've said it several times during my teachings. Now, here's what happened with the Shokbono. That's why it helped me understand religion so much more.
Okay.
Now, let's imagine um, you are dating somebody who is married, right?
Okay.
Now the wife, like you are a side chick, and the guy has a wife. Now the guy's wife is angry that somebody is dating her husband, so she goes to visit the Shokbono priest and says she wants Shokbono to kill the side chick of her husband, right?
Mhm.
Now, the priests are very intelligent, they're very smart people, just like many of our religious leaders today. So they come, they send a delegation to your house, or one person comes to you and says, your name is Ada Blessing. You say yes. You are from Cross River State. You say yes. That man that you are dating, if you don't leave him, Shopono will kill you in 6 months and destroy your family. Are you listening?
Mhm.
So you are going to panic and say, because of course they will have terrorized you with Shopono. You know what Shopono is. You don't need any introduction. So you're going to cry, what do we do? Then they'll invite you to the Shopono shrine and give you a bill higher than the bill they gave the woman.
Wow.
So if you're able to pay, they now send the Shopono to the woman saying she accused you falsely. Now, how do they send the Shopono? Very easily. Scrapings from the skin. Now, the priests are immune to the disease. So they are the ones who take care of the sick. So they scrape their skins and come and mix the scrapings with water and come and spread it on your clothes that you hung outside to dry or in your food or around your house. Before you know it, either you or one person in your house goes down with smallpox. Now, smallpox was so scary back then. I remember dating a girl one day and going to her house and mentioning to them that, in our studies today, we went to the Shopono shrine. The girl's mother started panicking. You don't mention Shopono inside the house. You want him to catch people? No, no, no. She now went to buy melon, fresh melon, and put in each of the rooms of the house so that Shopono will not enter. I'm telling you, this happened in the year 2000 or 2001. And it had been banned. Smallpox had been eradicated since 1977, but the worship continued. Because people enjoy fear. Forget all the Pentecostal prosperity doctrines that say fear is false, evidence appearing real. Fear is what controls religious people. She was so afraid of Shopono that she literally told me not to mention the name in her house again, and she rushed to buy melon and put in each of the rooms in the house. Now, let me continue with the story. This is how the Shopono works. So if somebody now catches Shopono in your house, the priest will now come and they will do some mumu incantation and mumu things, and they'll say it's Ada blessing that brought it to the house. That she went to date somebody's husband. My dear sister, you have entered, your whole family has entered Shopono. The next thing now, they'll start making demands. Give us white goats that has no blemish and 2 white cows and 3 white pigeons. Now, that person who is sick with the Shopono has to go to the Shopono shrine. He will be taken care of by the priest. And while he is there, they are collecting your money. If he recovers, he swears an oath and becomes part of the priesthood to Shopono. And if he dies, the obtaining continues because they are the only ones who are allowed to bury him in the evil forest. Are you listening?
Yes, I am.
So it is an elaborate scam. My uncle, who was a member of the shrine because he had smallpox, told us the story and told us of how they would conspire. They were like priests of the god of smallpox. Just the way you go to religious houses today and say you pray that thunder should kill somebody. That's how they used to pray that Shopono should catch somebody. And it's
Oh, I
not,
didn't pray that.
you don't even need to pray. Just go and meet one of the priests. He will do some incantation, form prayer for you. The next thing, Shopono is visiting those people. And once he visits them, they are just know that for the next 2 or 3 years they are working for Shopono. As they are working, it's not even tight. Tight is small. Shopono is collecting like 60% of their income across the whole family so that they don't want to die of it. And anybody who dies of Shopono, the priest will come back and say more people are going to die. So you don't want to die, you will give more money. Now, do you think the priest of Shopono would have wanted a vaccine that could eradicate Shopono?
Obviously not.
They were making
Make
money.
his business out of him.
Do you understand? It was good business. All you needed to do was just sit down in your shrine, and before you know it, somebody will carry problem and come and meet you. It's either somebody is sick or somebody wants to use shop or not to fight somebody else, and before you know it, and let me tell you, because they worked on the minds of the people, the feeble minds of the people. Just going to the shrine alone, you can contract the disease. So if you go and you contract the disease, they'll say that person you accused has a strong head. So no matter how you turn, they will twist it in their favor and collect your money. Now, let's imagine we're living in, because Shokono was banned, the worship of Shokono was banned by the British colonial rulers in 1907. So let's go back to like the year 1880. Are you with me, Ada?
Yes, I am.
Are you with me, Lagos, and the rest of the world listening to us online? Now, let's imagine we go back to the year 1880. Imagine, because as of 1880, Edward Jenner had already done a lot of work on the smallpox vaccine, because remember, he died in 1823. So let's imagine now someone now comes from Europe with vials of smallpox vaccine that Edward Jenner and his counterparts had been working on. Let's imagine that person now comes to Nigeria and says, this smallpox people are worshiping as God. Oh. Just collect this injection. You'll be immune to it for the rest of your life. What do you think the priest of Shopono will say?
Uh, Probably some financial statements. No, we don't want that.
They want to kill you. That thing, they will give it to you. You'll not be able to have children again. That thing, they will give it to you. You start running mad. All these people that collect this Oyinbo medicine, then they will now use illusory correlation. They will say that is how one person collected Oyinbo people's medicine. And then all his lineage started falling mad. You've not heard those kind of things. They will now start joining one or two. Why? Because you are seeing it as, you are worried. Do I collect? Because you need to be worried. You are going to get an injection that's going to give you immunity. Meanwhile, these people are telling you that. So you are used to the Shopono priests. You believe that if you listen to them and give them money from time to time, they will protect you from the disease. Meanwhile, they're not protecting you from anything. The real protection is in that vial. Now, those who are profiting from the disease are telling you not to collect the vial. Now, you tend to trust those ones who are the ones making money off you easier than the ones who are out of your circle. It is called the in-group bias. You tend to love those who are in your in-group and listen to them and cut out anything from your out-group. And in this situation, the chief priest, the Chokwana people are in your in-group, despite the fact that they're the ones killing you. And you're resisting anything from your out-group because you don't trust it. And they're helping you build this distrust against this thing, which actually holds your salvation. Someone said to me, Bill Gates wants to depopulate the world. Then why does he want to give you a vaccine? He should just let Corona depopulate the world. Corona is already going to depopulate the world. Anyway, it has killed 20,000 Americans. 20,000 people said Happy New Year are no longer alive. And you are saying Bill Gates wants to now what is Corona doing already? Let's be mature people. Let's not be like the Africans were during the time of Shokbono. So now Oyibo people can't come say, hey, if I catch any of you worshiping this, this nonsense that people are worshiping. It was outlawed. As in, they actually had to pass a decree to stop us being stupid. Read this. I have an uncle who was a Shokbono priest. The Shokbono shrine is still in Ibadan, and I studied sociology. I am not reading something that David Icke wrote. I'm not telling you what David Icke did on his YouTube channel. I am telling you, I'm giving you verifiable facts. Because I know you are going to come and you are going to still argue. It is your work. and I'm ready for you. So,
Okay, that is really talking about being ready. Let's play some art and then we'll be back talking about the shop or no.
all right. All right. So, let's go on a break. When we come back, we'll be taking phone calls 0700 993 993 993. And, oops, lost that call. I'm sure she's going to call us back so we can continue with our shop or no gist. I have given you verifiable data. I have given you information that's available for you. The white, you see, the colonial masters did us a lot of wrong, but sometimes they actually saved us from ourselves. And in the case of smallpox, they actually saved us from our own wickedness. Hey, Femi Omong, that's my oga. He's live with us on YouTube. So we're waiting for the call to come back so we continue live. The shrine is there in Ibadan. It is a god. And we needed them to actually ban us. As in, they actually had to come one day and say, hey, all of you, if we catch you people worshiping this nonsense again, come here and collect injection and go to your house and let nobody threaten you with. I'm sure some of you are hearing this for the first time. Now, why am I bringing this up? Because smallpox was a virus. And smallpox, right now in the whole world, there's no case of smallpox again. Why? Because WHO went and ensured that it was eradicated. Now, guess what? There's still some samples of the smallpox vaccine available just in case people want to use smallpox as bioterrorism. I would love to interview Bill Gates. Can somebody hook it up? Can somebody tell him the Nigerian version of the Antichrist wants to interview the American one? Bill Gates will never say he wants to test the vaccine in only Africa. If he says that, I'm against him. Someone saying, what's the topic on Facebook? Why the vaccine is a must. Why we must embrace the vaccine. Those who did not embrace Edward Jenner's vaccine for smallpox ended up worshipping smallpox as a disease. Let us not have Corona shrine in Nigeria in our foolishness. I don't they beg una they come, una know they hear word. Before you know it, Corona go turn God. Because una like to worship things. I don't they beg una they come. They go still insult me well for Nigeria for I just they wait make Ada join me back. Somebody say black versus white antichrist, American versus Nigerian antichrist. Anyhow, please, somebody needs to hook up a Bill Gates interview. Bill Gates is the Illuminati. Let me tell you. Anyway, we are not on the radio, so I can squeeze this in. Do you know who the great harlot of Babylon is? Do you know who it is? You think it's Bill Gates? It's where people worship, where people gather to worship. That's the harlot of Babylon that the book of Revelation speaks of. I can't say it on the radio, but I can say it now since we are still waiting for the radio to come. You are now worshiping in the harlot of Babylon and pointing to Bill Gates as the Antichrist. Are you no more hypocritical than the Pharisees in Matthew chapter 23? You are worshiping in the great harlot of Babylon. Someone said, I have his contacts. I'll make it happen. Absolutely, please. That will be the interview of life. I hope when we finish the interview, you'll say, "Oh, Daddy Freeze, I like you. Take this $1 million and share it." That's when people will not see me again. Share what? I will share the tithe among you people. I will pay my tithe to you people. The rest, you just hear me landing in my Ferrari. Because if I share the money to people again, people will still call us Antichrist. So let me be driving Ferrari while you are calling me Antichrist. At least that one I go the manage, I go the beg us, Baba. No vex, the insult too much. But as I dey drive the Ferrari, the open air, they blow my hair, I dey feel relaxed inside the insult wey they insult me. They say vaccine already undergoing in China for human trials. Absolutely. And they're also working in Israel. They were also working in France. While we are going to begin worshiping Shopono as a god. One day, one day. Hey, Ada's been trying to reach me. Oh my goodness. How did I miss that? Let me call her back. I'm gonna go cost us where we were for radio. Guys, oh yeah, oh yeah. The numbers are 0700 993 993 993. All right, Ada, I'm waiting for you. I don't know how I took my eyes off the phone.
Okay, but you're connected, yeah? Have you picked the call?
No, I've not. Call me back.
Oh, okay, then I need to get it. Okay.
Okay. Someone said, but is it true that the vaccine is a chip that's embedded in humans like a tattoo? And if it is, what's the problem? Or you think that's the 666? I think you people need to go and read about the rapture. You need to go and pray about it so that you even have revelation. You understand what the post tribulation and pre tribulation times are, as clearly explained by the book of Second Thessalonians, by the book of Revelation, and a lot of Peter's writings. I think you need, I can't discuss these on the radio, so you guys will have to forgive me for that. Maybe I'll do a teaching on it separately. But someone said, please elaborate more on the harlot of Babylon. People have started now. I'm telling people that I cannot do that because we are on the radio. This is my radio show on Nigeria Info. So please, someone said the so-called Shopono worshippers are not in the helm of affairs. They were in the helm of Nigerian affairs those days. Those days, the world was not a global village. Every village had its own powers. And those worshipping Shopono were at the helm of affairs with regards to Nigeria and Africa. Somebody's saying I'm not woke about vaccine. As you are woke, carry your wokeness away from my page. I don't know how you put, as in something that saved you before in the past, it now becomes your enemy because a Shopono priest is preaching nonsense inside your head. The numbers are 0700 993 993 993. What's going on, oh? Ada? We're waiting for your call, oh. So we can scatter everywhere. They go abuse us. Well. I just love this Nigerian info. It's such a lovely station. I can't believe that we can talk for 2 hours straight. Now suffer with they suffer for Cool FM all this while. Somebody said, I think 666 is a symbol for a type of idolatry that will be practiced in the future, but technology will be used to achieve. Technology is neutral. I like the point you're making, and you are making sense. However, the 666 is post rapture tribulation, not pre rapture tribulation. So the rapture has to happen first, according to theology, before the 666 can set in. So if you people are seeing 666 now, someone said Ada has been calling me. I can't, she's not. Oh, my phone is here. Oh. Look, my eye is on the phone. There was that missed call that I saw, but after that, just one missed call. Let me show you. You can see the one in red. That's her missed call. Maybe I should call her back. Ada, my dear sister, I'm waiting for you.
I've been trying to
Okay,
call you, and I thought,
let me keep the phone on here. You can call. Don't worry. Still try to
of the
call.
call is showing that the call is sprint through, and you're like 20 seconds in. I don't know.
It's not connecting. I think that's Airtel's problem. But leave your call on. Leave this call on. Now try to call me now. It
Okay.
was Ogafemi that just typed on the YouTube live that you were trying to call me.
Yeah. Okay. There, it's, let me use another thing.
Okay.
There, it's,
Now, what's the problem? Our foreign audience, yeah, are finding it difficult to connect to the number? Eh?
foreign, hello?
Yes, I can hear you, but it's not ringing.
Okay, I'm calling with another number.
Okay, it's not ringing at all. It rang the other time. Any luck? Okay, yes, it's coming. Yeah, yeah, yeah. End and accept. Yes, connected now. We're connected. Okay, someone said good evening, 93s. I just tuned in. Please, you people should tune in to 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let them pay me salary. Oh. All these online people are watching live. I like people watching live. God bless you. Go and watch on YouTube, on radio.
And please, so he gets to take us all back in time and tell us the hidden truth. Welcome back, Daddy. Please.
All right, my beautiful Ada, how are you doing? Everybody is ignoring Shopono and Bill Gates and the vaccine, and they're asking me, is Ada single? Ada, please help me warn these people. This is what we did yesterday. We not work.
Please, let us know the truth. Leave Ada alone.
All
Ada is taking the
right.
vaccine.
So let's take phone calls. Ada, please, if they're abusing me too much, just use style and just dribble them, Sha, please. Because you know I cannot block anybody on the phone.
Okay. The phone number to call is 0700 993 993 993. 0700 993 993 993. Okay. Hello?
Hi, good evening. Beautiful evening to you. What is your name, sir?
My name is Joseph. I'm calling from Lagos, Valley Cotton. I had your analysis. I want to comment on one or two things, maybe ask you a question.
All right, sir. Go ahead.
When they brought the vaccine for the shop or not, according to your explanation,
Yes, sir.
that's made for everybody in that country or in the state. Secondly, this man who is promising Africa heaven and earth, the gift, is from US. The US are having a lot of problems. Have they finished solving their problem? Thank you. God bless you.
God bless you, sir, and thank you for your question. Now, let me answer. It is seeming like Nigeria is not having a problem because we have not had an explosion yet, and we pray that we do not have. Where we are today is where America was in January. And a lot of people are blaming Trump for not taking decisive action on time. Now, regarding the vaccine was made, the smallpox vaccine was made available to everyone across the world. Some people actually took it upon themselves to go from country to country to immunize everybody against this illness. So, Bill Gates is promising Africa heaven and earth. His promises have never been audio. If there's anybody who's been promising Africa heaven and earth, is religion. And look at where we are now. The question is, where are the people who were promising us? Where are the miracle healers? Those people that used to heal on television. Woman will come, her hand is bent. Before you know it, her hand has straightened out. How come they are not at the centers for COVID-19? How come they are not there healing away? You see, at the end of the day, I think we were a little too hard on Bill Gates needlessly because of our fear of this disease we don't understand. We're beginning to cook up all sorts of ideologies. If there was an explosion in COVID 19, like if someone took it to a marketplace and shared it, and it went around, what we are talking about now is not what will be. As in, you all will be there praying, holding night vigil for the vaccine to come out. When you start seeing the way this thing will be taking lives. A man buried his sister and his parents within 2 weeks. And the saddest thing about COVID 19 is they will not even release the bodies for you to bury them. Because just the way the priests of Shokbono were burying the people who were killed by Shokbono in the evil forest, is the same way people are going to be cremated just to protect the population from whatever killed them. So we all need to wake up and start being sentimental. We've been sentimental all our lives. They literally had to come and whip us to stop worshiping Shopono. Let us not get to that stage again with COVID 19. Let's take calls.
Okay, so call's coming soon. Okay, yeah. Hello?
Hello?
Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening.
Yes, good evening, madam. How are you doing?
I'm fine, good evening. Please, I just want to ask Daddy Freeze this question.
Yes.
Because I've been listening to your program and I've been confined about your analysis because I
Okay.
want to be educated very well on what is going on with this COVID-19 and this vaccine issue that is coming up. But, you know, my most confined now for some time now is that you talk so much about the Christians that have been involved in this thing. Even if the vaccine is going to be made, it's of our own choice. If you don't have a choice to take it, nobody will force you to take it.
I don't think it works like that with a population. The government will impose sanctions because you deciding not to take it is going to harm somebody else. If let me give you an example. If you're going to South Africa, if you refuse to take the yellow fever vaccine, you'll be sent back to your country. Now, I see something like that happening in Africa. If you refuse to take the vaccine, you'll be sent to go and work on the farm. You will not be allowed to go to public places. So you don't go and infect others.
It's a choice, isn't it? It's a choice that anyone can make. If you want to go to the farm, you go to the farm. If you want to go to America, you want to go to Europe, it is your choice. They're fine in that area. But another area I'm really concerned about now is that why is the gate so much concerned about, testing it in Africa?
He is not concerned about testing it in Africa, my dear sister. That is a rumor. That is a lie. He is concerned about protecting Africa from the virus. because Bill Gates has done a lot of humanitarian work. He has paid our bills several times when when our government failed and our institutions failed us. And he is currently working with his wife on the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. They're working very hard on infectious diseases. So it is
Okay.
their priority to make sure that we don't. And he has seen the trends in Africa. He has seen how fast diseases spread in Africa. So he's taking it upon himself. He's not a biochemist. He's not a virologist. The best he can do is bring out money to sponsor. He cannot create a vaccine. He has not even created antivirus that is successful for Microsoft, let alone antivirus for the world. But at the end of the
Yes.
day, what he can do is use his money to fund research, use his money to buy medication, use his money to pay for vaccines, and have them given to the most vulnerable people in Africa who cannot afford utilizing their own resources to procure these vaccines. That is what I see Bill Gates doing, and I see him being falsely labeled as the Antichrist.
Okay. Another advice I want to give to you, I just want to advise you to calm down and, hammering based on a Christian body. I don't know. Because you talk too much about the Christian body. I don't know. You just calm down with it because I believe
Let me ask you a question, Ma. I'm sorry.
when you were, excuse me,
Okay,
please,
finish.
when you were in Cool FM, each time I used to tune to that station because I want to listen to your program. I want to, flow with whatever you are doing. But when you are coming up now, you are really discouraging me because I have that feeling that you were born Christian, and I don't believe, you'll be raising insult and all kind of language on Christian
Let
leaders.
me ask you a question, Ma.
It's not
Let me
really
ask you a
necessary.
question, Ma. How many people
All
have
right.
Christian leaders healed of COVID 19? Let's be honest. Let's speak to one. I appreciate your question, and I want to tell you why. Because these are the people we've been giving 10% of our money to over the last 20, 30 years. Most people are not paying taxes in Nigeria, but they're paying tithe, and now they're holding the government that they did not pay taxes to instead of holding the church leaders whom they tithed to. And if you heard me yesterday, I said, look, any church leader that says tithing is not compulsory, fine. But all those church leaders that came out and said, if you don't pay tithe, you will not make heaven, that made tithing that made tithing compulsory. You would not be able to get married in their churches if you don't have a tithe card for over a period of time. Why are the Christians not holding them responsible at a time like this? They've given them money, they paid their January salary. We're only in April. Now people are dying of hunger. There was a video that was
Yes,
released yesterday.
yes,
People were
yes.
stealing
Because
food from a truck driving with bags of rice, going to deliver the bags of rice. People were literally stealing, and these people have religious leaders they've been paying their entire January salary to. Religious leaders they've been paying 10% of their income to. Why are they not holding them responsible at a time like this? It is bad enough that these religious leaders build schools that their own members cannot afford to attend. I think there are questions that we've been afraid to raise.
one of the pains that I'm going through right now, in Christian bodies, because we happen to be a victim of some second party in this area as well. That
Hmm.
we should leave this thing to God to handle. In our government area, in the issue involving our government area, if you look at it, actually, our government have not really done enough.
I
Because
agree. I agree with you, Ma.
you understand, they've not really done enough for us as citizens. They are not really concerned about us. I'm telling you today, I'm telling you, I am only feeding on my relations in abroad. When I call them, I can't go out, I don't have money. You people know I don't work now. Some of them send me $20, 20 pounds, Then I feed on that area. Why? Because the government over there are actually taking proper care of those people that are there.
But
They're
those
not
people
caring
paid
about
taxes, they did not pay tithe.
Nigerians are paying tax.
I'm not supporting them, oh, don't get me wrong.
I'm
Oh.
telling you, I love you so much.
I
But
love you too, man. Thanks for your
I listened to
contribution.
your program even when you were in Cool FM. And when I had it on there, on Facebook, that we were going to move to this station. I said, okay, let me link to what you have to say. And I've been following you up. I have been trying to call on this program, but I've been able to reach to speak with you now. I'm telling you, the government they've really failed us in this country.
I
You have
agree.
traveled,
On that, you are
thank you.
100%.
You have traveled a lot. You have traveled to so many countries, and this country is a solid mess to the citizens and to the youth mostly. I'm telling you. For instance, you can see in yeah, just last was it last week or some few days ago? Look at it, the numbers of youth that were posted on the Facebook. They call them on armed robbery or whatever. It's the young youth
Hmm.
who will tomorrow become somebody like you that is speaking right there with us now. In this country where the way it is now, where you were when you went to school in Ibadan, I don't think you will successfully come out the way you came out. That's the
Hmm.
truth. So please, I want you to put.
Oops. We lost her call. One thing I like about this lady is even though she has diverging um, opinions, she's very polite and she came from a place of love. I love you, Daddy Freeze, but I don't agree with that. I like people like these. Not like that other man. He's soon going to call. Now everybody's going to run away. Breaking news: Nigerian doctor who was exposed to a COVID-19 patient passes on. A young Nigerian doctor, handsome, dark skinned guy, Chugbo Emeka, has died after being exposed to a confirmed case of COVID 19 in Lagos. Emeka, who was a private medical practitioner, died today, 15th of April, at the University Teaching Hospital isolation ward. His death was announced on Twitter. The Nigerian Medical Association in Lagos chapter wrote, NMA Lagos regrets to announce the death of Dr. Chugbo Emeka at the Luth Isolation Ward. He died on the 15th of April 2020. He was a private medical practitioner who was exposed to a confirmed case of COVID 19. We condole with his family and the medical community for his painful loss. Now, here's the problem: he came in contact with a confirmed case. So when they say sit at home, for all you know, the confirmed case is going to be well, but the doctor don't die. This is why you need to sit at home. This is why you need vaccines. You see, even if at the end of the day the thing only kills 100 Nigerians, which it almost has already, these are 100 people, many of whom do not deserve to die. Do you want to tell me that this young, good looking doctor, who is probably a father and a husband, deserves to die over something that could have been avoided? So we need to wake up. We cannot let our superstitious nature, we cannot let the way we think continue to kill. And this is a productive member of the society. He is not an area boy. This is somebody who, in his own right, is practicing medicine and saving lives. So please, let's be extremely careful and extremely guided.
Okay, do you think we should take more calls or messages?
Let's take a few messages right now.
Okay. This one reads, Good evening, Daddy Freeze, and you, my lady Ada. Bill Gates then say he wants to test the vaccines in Africa first or at all. That was fake news, and I hate fake news. Melinda is absolutely right. We all should stop forming most most intelligent people on earth. Look at the country. Does this look like a country of intelligent people?
Hmm.
Look at the healthcare system. A lady called Sheriff in the morning. She said there's someone who has corona in her street. She called NCDC and they intended, as if they were coming. Now imagine if COVID-19 broke out in Nigeria or any other African country. What she said might probably have occurred. Many people process what they hear with emotions instead of logic. Thank you, Tim from Mega.
Absolutely. Can we have more?
You're right. In the country where I'm living, before you get a job, you must go through medical checkup, and your medical card must show all vaccine that is required.
Absolutely. Your medical card must show all required vaccines. And if COVID 19 is a required vaccine and you don't have it, sorry, you're not getting a job.
Okay, and then hmm, nothing feel okay. That is great. You're getting
I'm getting
okay.
what?
Why is so many backlash? Why is 99.3 breaking someone that knows nothing about 5G and also knows nothing about the virus? It's under which authority or knowledge base is he talking on radio every night?
They say I
And
know
imagine
nothing
went on
about
to say,
5G and I know nothing. Thank God I came and I gave you verifiable research. Verifiable. You can check Wikipedia by yourselves. You can check the encyclopedia by yourself.
okay, the person went on to say Wikipedia is not a reliable
That
source.
is why I
It is
said you can check
a waste
other.
of time.
And what did I read from there? I told you I studied sociology in school and I personally went to the Shopono Shrine and I did research on it myself. So, what Wikipedia is saying is only corroborating my research. And if you disagree with it, why don't you give us your own research? Your pastor that went around and was saying all the nonsense he said about 5G, has he not retracted his statement? Did he not change mouth? Why didn't he continue along that line? No be one the one am. Please, 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 please. Continue, Jare, my sister. I'm ready for them. I don't tell you, say, now so they be.
Okay, Daddy Freeze, you are making a lot of sense. Look at someone that has stopped working but is now spending his money on research, on healthcare, and other things to improve the life of people. Instead of people to support his kind gesture, beg your pardon, they are trying to run him down. Haba, I have made some research and found out that they are all lies. Dan Locker from Apapa. Okay. I still have other people saying Wikipedia is not a reliable source. That is
That's why I
incorrect.
told them I personally studied sociology in Ibadan and leave Wikipedia. Google it anywhere else. All of a sudden, Wikipedia is not, when they are using it to defend their nonsense, it will be there. So, who is the right David Icke? Please, 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 please.
And then under the
5G does not cause COVID 19. 5G does not kill people. Stop it. People are part of the problem of this country, spreading false news. There are people like you who refuse to accept that vaccines were necessary, and their children are crippled today with polio.
okay, and then under the freeze, what's the interest of Bill Gates' family and his ICT and coronavirus vaccine?
He wants to
Is
buy
he a
Nigeria.
virologist? What?
I'm just joking, Jare. I was being sarcastic. I said he wants to buy Nigeria.
Is he a virologist, epidemiologist, psychologist, or a medical doctor? Oh, okay. You mentioned it. Okay. Then the proposed vaccine is now a microchip embedded under the skin, just as you chip a computer. Is what people cannot comprehend. That agrees until this question is answered, the skeptics will continue to cry foul. Again.
The skeptics cried foul during the Shopono worship time. they will continue crying foul. They should not worry. When they can't travel or can't walk, only them will go and look for the vaccine. Only them will go and beg for the chip to be put in their finger. I've told you people, this is not 666. The rapture has not happened. Why are you people worried? Why are you afraid of something that is supposed to happen after the rapture? Why are you afraid of something that's supposed to happen after a series of events that none has happened? You are jumping the gun simply because somebody is tickling your mind. I don't want to go scriptural, but Second Timothy chapter 4, verse 3. They refuse to listen to sound doctrine, but look for teachers that will teach them what their itchy ears want to hear. Second Timothy chapter 4, verse 4. They reject the truth and chase after myths. What you are chasing after is myths. Is myths. Guys, you need to wake up. Nobody is killing your children with vaccine. Vaccine is what has saved your children. You've been collecting vaccines for your children. Don't you have vaccine card for all your children? Why is vaccine all of a sudden a problem? They want to depopulate the world. Is corona not already depopulating the world? Vaccine, social distancing, face masks are not just about protecting yourselves. They're also about protecting other people who could be vulnerable. Dr. Chugbo Emeka just died because he was exposed to COVID-19. You could be that doctor. Your mother could have been that doctor. He was exposed because he treated the patient. What if you are in the market and you passed him? Or you entered the same car with him? Come on, guys. Ada, please, let's take a few more WhatsApp messages and then a couple of phone calls.
Okay. The Bible says the letter kills, but the spirit gives life. If the word of God is life, it simply means the one who has the word of life living in him does not need Daddy Priest to brainwash him as to the correctness of biblical principles. I am spirit filled and full led. I do not know about you, and therefore cannot comprehend why in fight. Okay, why infightful moral? Infightful moral beings on the spiritual choice.
My darling Ada,
Yes.
let me tackle that guy. You see?
Before you start, let me just finish up.
Okay,
You might
okay.
just say, if I choose to pay my first fruit or tithe, it is because I have it, and I cannot give what I don't have. Please stop fighting the church. You can go on.
Okay. Now, first of all, just to show how ignorant he is, I'm going to school him. My profile says scripture teacher. I have studied the scriptures in Hebrew, Aramaic, Greek, Latin, and English. By scriptures, I don't mean King James. Now, let me now school you. That the letter killet that he quoted, Abi, that's what he quoted, Abi. You get that from Second Corinthians chapter 3. What he was talking about as the letter killet is not that somebody is quoting the scriptures. Is the old law, the letter of the law killet. Remember, the book of Hebrews clearly speaks of the old law as the law of sin and death. So when he says the letter killet, what he was talking about, what Paul was talking about here, was the old law. And the spirit gives life. No, the spirit is the new covenant of Christ, not these mumu things that people are doing up and down and think is spirit. So he should keep quiet.
Okay. Then it reads, theologians have both pre and post-rapture tribulation theories. Why do you stick to the post-rapture theory alone?
Because it makes a lot more sense than the pre-rapture. And even if we are sticking to the pre-rapture, it still doesn't add up because there's still a sequence of events that are supposed to happen before the 666. If you read Revelation chapter 13 from 1 to 17, you will note that none of those things have happened yet. So that 666 is Revelation chapter 13, verse 18. You are jumping the entire chapter and landing at the end. Let's leave pre or post rapture right now and let's face the book of Revelations where you're getting the 666 from. and you would see how you've missed the point totally. He says he can afford to pay his tithe and he can afford to pay his first fruit. So why are they crying? Now, should people have paid your tithe and your first fruit? You should be okay. Do you know how many? Do you know? I get up to 30 requests of people begging me for food to eat on a daily basis. And the first question I ask is, what church do you attend? I do that intentionally. And I tell them, if they tell me one of these popular big church, I say, go there and go and meet your pastor. Stop coming to disturb me in my DM. I will take care of my own people first.
Okay, do you think we'll take some more?
Take some more, my darling, whichever ways. What do you think?
Okay, hi Adanda Decrease of Positive Energy. Please ask the Decrease if Nigeria is ready for the word of truth and if he is ready to continue and never give up on the truth. Toil from away.
Dear Toyo, it is a difficult. Do you know, every day I wake up and I wonder how I'm going to continue with the kind of responses I get. You see somebody quoting the letter kill it. He has no idea of the scriptures, does not understand what Paul was saying there. Somebody has used this to brainwash him and collect his money, and then he's quoting it to me like I'm ignorant like him. How do you expect me to be gingered every morning to wake up? My dear brother, it's a difficult task. If you read Matthew 23, Christ spoke to the fact, he said, you people have killed all your prophets. Anybody that tells you the truth, you kill. Because you like lies. Because you are sons of your father, who is the father of all lies. John chapter 8. When you see the truth, you reject it. It doesn't resonate with you. How can you join Bill Gates with the Antichrist? Can you please? Anyway, so my dear brother, it's not easy. It's not easy to stand with these people and talk sense to them. At the beginning of the year, did I not warn you that this year go rugged? Oh? How many people listen to my prophecy? Me, as I'm warning you, I was buying rice inside my house. As I'm warning you, I was sorting my own house out, knowing that the year was going to be rugged. All I needed to, they say, aboro lonso for moluabi. Now, half talk that they give person, we get sense. When he enter in belle, he go mature. He no mature for una belle and no be my fault. No be my fault. So God bless you,
Okay,
bro. Thanks for that.
Daddy Freeze, I am in support of the vaccine for COVID-19, but what is the need of the microchip came from next?
Now, from my understanding, the research I've done on the microchip is, you see, whether you like it or not, we're moving to a position in technology where you are going to be like your phone itself. You're going to have receptors in your body. It's we're not too far away from that technology. We're not too far away from autonomous driving, autonomous flying. We're not too far away from those technologies. And in a pandemic, you see, I think it's a noble idea, but I'm not sure it's going to pass the Senate and all the bills that are supposed to pass. I'm not sure it's going to pass it. But I think it makes absolute sense for you to have a mark on your body that is a chip, is not a 666. And with that, they can tell your vaccine history. The world might not agree. You see, the problem with Bill Gates is he is miles ahead of everybody else. Where Bill Gates is now, some people will get there in 200 years. It comes with high IQs, it comes with the logical thinking. This guy was able to build Microsoft from nothing, from a garage shop. So his IQ is quite high. He has also been exposed to things that we cannot be exposed to, because some of us live only in Lagos. We have not even gone out of the country. Bill Gates has the president of every country on earth on speed dial. If Bill Gates wants to talk to Buhari this night, they can wake Buhari up and say Bill Gates is on the phone. We don't have that access. He has access to information we have no access to. So he also is thinking futuristically. These guys are thinking of cars that are going to fly. They're thinking of technologies that, if they told us about, we'll probably faint. So his mind is up there. Is it going to work? Is it going to be accepted 100%? It's already working in Sweden. People already have chips in their body in Sweden as we speak. So is it a great idea? Yes. Is it the 666? No. We need to be able to track those who are ill. We don't need to lose more doctors and lawyers and engineers. We don't need to lose more people because we refuse to think, and we wrap our minds around what somebody who is collecting monthly salary from us in form of 10% of our income is telling us to preserve that inflow into his account like he's a Shopono priest. It was what the Shopono priest did, and eventually they had to be banned. This person is saying, I read it from Wikipedia. I did my own studies. Doubt my studies. Go to Ibadan and go and look for this and ask them why Shopono was banned. Ask them, let them use their own mouth to tell you. At least when I did my studies in year 2000, there was no Wikipedia. If there was, I didn't have access to it. I'm just giving you Wikipedia because it is what you can reference. So let's take a couple of calls.
Okay. 0700 993
993 993 0700 993 993 993.
Hello.
Wow. Hello. Very good.
Hi, good evening, sir. How are you doing?
Fine. Thanks very much.
How is Iba? I hope there's peace tonight.
There's no peace. So, in fact, the boys are outside the gate. They are already
Ah, ah.
people. So, very soon we hear the sound that they are breaking bottles and something in the area. But at least they're doing their thing. I think there's no police around.
Wow.
About just, definitely secure the area. Please.
Hmm.
Well, in respect to the topic today, you notice, have you noticed that this laptop is talking about most Christians are more scared of it than other religions? Have you noticed? I
Yeah.
don't know why Christians are scared. I don't know why Christians are scared. The Bible is simple. Jesus gave us simple commandments. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. Love respect for
Love your
everybody.
neighbor as you love yourself. Absolutely.
Yes, and you have to live your life simple. Don't need to keep carrying different scriptures up and down. When the rapture is, when you came for the rapture, don't be scared that it takes to everyone. But people are really scared of going to the That's why they are afraid of the rapture. Afraid of this and all these things that are talking about. When you talk about this, you just become scared that, oh, my God, when is coming, this and that. That's why most of them are afraid of this. That's really exactly the problem. So, with that corner, I understand what you said. I really appreciate the appreciate the life you were doing, especially. But the problem is Nigerians have lost total trust in government, and that is very,
We've
very
lost
serious.
total trust in the government. That I agree with you.
Lost total
And
trust.
I'm of the firm belief that the government also needs to work hard to gain the people's trust back.
Work.
I don't even know if it's possible, but I believe they can give it a shot.
I just think they need to work harder because if I have said this thing over and over again, this problem of coronavirus is affecting people in the community was the fault of the government, and I still keep saying it because if they have not come to share this info for the community the way we shared it at first, making people gather to get this people. I think this coronavirus will affect the community. That one is like, and again, they are hearing about very at stake. As if India started quarantining people from the airport. I know the people that are coming into the country will not be millions that or millions that they couldn't control to come in their quarantine that anything they support to do. No one who has infection because they mix with the test. But they were like skeptical about it. They just let people just like nothing happened. Nigerians are immune to sickness.
I totally understand, and that's the narrative that we've been selling for a while. Nigerians are immune, our melanin, our amala, our sun. Coronavirus cannot cross river. Do you understand? Thank you so much for your call, my dear brother. God bless you. And do have yourself a lovely evening. And stay safe, please. If you must go out, remember social distancing is very important. All right. God bless you.
Wow.
Okay. My sister Ada.
Mm-hmm. Anyway,
Uh-huh.
someone is calling me an accomplice.
Sorry?
Someone is calling me an accomplice.
An accomplice. They will call you all sorts of things. So it's been my world for so long. You know, I'm used to not having friends. I'm used um, to all the backlash. I've had it for like 3 years now, so I'm used to it. But at the end of the day, I pride myself in the fact that I speak the truth. Somebody is saying that Wikipedia can be edited. My findings in the Shokbono shrine cannot be edited. I went there with my 2 legs in Ibadan. My uncle's testimony to me cannot be edited. And if my uncle's testimony to me and my research in Ibadan aligns with what Wikipedia is saying, then I see no reason why I should reject it. And apart from Wikipedia, you could read about smallpox, and you could read about smallpox in Nigeria, and you could ask your friends who are virologists to tell you about smallpox, about Dr. Edward Jenner, and about all these things. It's up to you. Stop trying to punch a hole inside something that you know is true because you want to defend your heretic Bill Gates is the devil ideology that you're selling. Bill Gates is not the devil. You are the devil because you refuse to accept the truth. And the scriptures say the devil is the father of all lies. Revelations 22 says, outside the city are the dogs, the sorcerers, the immoral, and everybody who loves to live a lie. If you are living a lie, you will not enter God's city. And the devil is your father because he's the father of all lies. I don't know how you're going to wrap yourselves around these simply because you want to establish something that is unestablishable. Can we take more WhatsApp messages? What is the WhatsApp number?
That is 0809
0809 5
597
0809 597
5805.
5805. Make it
Yeah.
plus 234 if you're trying to WhatsApp from outside Nigeria. Can we have the number again?
Okay. 0809
Yes.
597
597
5805.
5805. Okay?
Okay, Daddy, please remember that the devil knows the Bible much better than anybody in the Bible. You must beware of you
The
and your
devil does not know the
theology.
scriptures more than Christ. When he brought out the scriptures in Matthew chapter 4, Christ challenged him with superior scripture. The devil was quoting Psalm 91. Christ quoted out of the book of Isaiah. So please, what continue reading. Continue. I'm just ready for all of them. Are they hot for them? As they bring them and they give them back.
Okay, Daddy, please, despite the fact that you speak the truth about our religious leaders, do well and do the same to our politicians too. Maybe they will have sense to share who to song. No one knows.
All right, Shego, I'll try my possible best, but I don't understand politics that much and it's not my calling. So I don't want to do something that will now jeopardize my real calling, but I will try. I understand where you're coming from and I respect your comment. Thank you, sir.
My name is Jukes. The issue of COVID-19 is something Nigeria are taking for granted. It's one of the plagues that will fall upon the earth before the end of the world because people are not dying like people of the Western world.
Hmm. We're actually taking it for granted, actually. We're actually taking it for
God's
granted.
will, or should be. If you're having the mentality of being tied to pastor, I'm so sorry for you. That's why most people hear it and don't have reward for it. Please discard that.
Hmm.
Okay.
Do we have more?
Yeah, we do. That is great. God bless you. We Africans, we've been, what's he trying to say? Okay, we've been built to believe lies. So accepting the truth is a big problem. Most of us called Christians.
Hmm.
Okay. I think you need to put back your text and send it back. Good evening, Ada. According to American virologists and scientists all over the world, COVID-19 vaccine cannot be ready until after 1.5 years. Why has Bill Gates all of a sudden got got the vaccine?
He
He
doesn't
went on
have the vaccine. He
coronavirus
never said he
COVID-19
did.
vaccine as
Ah.
well in order to usher in the new world order that he has been
Ah.
proclaiming for 30 years now. You are there supporting him to kill more people. Wow.
Ah. Hey. Ọlọ́run ló lè gbà wá. It's only God that can collect us.
Hmm. Now, the freeze and a good evening. I'll be okay with everything that you're saying if only you stop talking against the church. After all, your money is not missing. If,
Shey you dey hear mentality. They
uh,
read, they go, and they hear you.
okay, I don't understand this part of the message.
Nobody is talking. We are part of the church. I'm also a scripture teacher. I run a registered church. We have a church that has thousands of members as well. So talking against the church would mean talking against myself. You mean talking about the church establishment. What was Christ's work? Did he not talk about the religious establishment of his own time? Did John the Baptist not do the same? Did Isaiah not do the same? Did Ezekiel not do the same? Say the hear word. I should not talk against the church like I'm not part of the church.
Hmm.
And I show you they see what they go through. You just say,
Good evening, Adan. That is personally, I've been tested, and the doctor told me I have radiation from sleeping near my cell phone. Anytime there's a technology, it always comes with a cost, and more especially if health risks.
well, that person made sense. But 4G, 5G, telephones, your iPhone, your Samsung, they're all guilty of this thing you're blaming 5G for. I don't know if I'm making sense to you, Ada. They're all guilty. There's radiation from everything. Let me ask you a question. Boeing 737 released their MAX airplanes. Two of them crashed in quick succession. Has Boeing stopped manufacturing aeroplane? You cannot stop using aeroplane because there's plane crash. You cannot stop riding Okada because there was Okada accident. There's Igbo in Igbobi ward, there is Okada ward where people come in with all sorts of broken bones in the orthopedic ward in Igbobi. Have people stopped riding Okada? So we've got to be thinking nothing kills us more in the modern world than automobile accidents. Have we stopped riding car? Have you seen people who survive gas explosions? how dangerous gas explosions are. Have we stopped cooking with gas? So all these things have their own risks. Yes. And 5G also is not without risk, absolutely. But so far, research has shown that it is not that dangerous. It's not more dangerous than 4G. Forget what all these people are telling you. Check it yourself. I'm actually tired of the 5G argument. But yes, 5G has its own drawbacks, like every technology, like automobiles, like airplanes, like Okada, like gas, like electricity. Do you know how many people die from electric? What is it called? Electric current shocks. Somebody reportedly passed on from plastic surgery today. Remember, one our former president's wife died from plastic surgery complications. Kanye West's mother died from, and people are still doing, and somebody still died this week again from plastic surgery complications. Are they going to stop plastic surgery? Look at your chicks. They are growing all sorts of appendages that did not grow on their bodies initially when they were created by God. All of a sudden, they have all these things. How? The same thing that is killing people. So you're not. Then they're not going to stop the technology because some people believe that it is harmful. If they cannot prove beyond reasonable doubt that it is harmful, they're going to roll it out. And there are many conspiracies I've heard. I've heard that some people are fighting the guy who is behind it in Africa, and that is why they're pushing the conspiracy theories. All sorts of nonsense. Even chemotherapy is dangerous, but we rather die of cancer than allow chemotherapy to give you hope. My mother went through chemotherapy and radiotherapy, and we actually thought she was going to die. Well, she's been alive over 12 years now. She wouldn't have lived that long with the cancer. So let's take a couple more messages.
You talked about chickenpox. Chickenpox could be cured with tablets or injections. So why the
I
emphasis
didn't
on
talk about chickenpox. I talked about
fighting?
smallpox. There's a difference between, if that guy thinks smallpox and chickenpox are the same, he's an olodo. Tell him I said it. I spoke about smallpox. It's chickenpox, Shokmono. Just to make yourself sound intelligent, you go and talk plenty rubbish. Please, Ada, ignore that person that spoke about, because I've not mentioned chickenpox once today. So if that person is talking about chickenpox, you should go and sit down.
Okay, good evening, sir. My name is Bami Dele from Ajar. Presently, okay.
Presently, he's broke. I can see how happy.
Yeah, yeah.
God will
I
solve his
understand.
hunger.
Daddy Freeze, so will the tea prevent illnesses or just early detection? Do we
Well,
get to live forever thereafter? Do you know that with the right code sent to chips, your decisions could be influenced by your pulse and hormones? Fred from Okota.
I think you are overrating technology. I think you're overrating technology. We've not gotten to that stage where they can use chips to mess around with your hormones. Come on. You people are dreaming, as in you have gone further than Bill Gates himself. Maybe in the future that's a possibility. I doubt if it is for now. I absolutely doubt if it is for now. Um, if you get it, are you going to live forever, Baba? It's not about you living forever. It's about you not dying tomorrow. So you can live a full life and you not harming other people around you and preventing them from living full lives. I think that should be the priority as against what he's talking about, in my opinion, but I may be wrong. When a
Okay,
pastor
good
actually
evening.
had to pay advert, if you go on the blogs, you see his advert. I stand. Jo- what was happening to you people here is not small. Oh. Sorry, Ada, sorry for interrupting you.
No, it's okay. Good evening to you, Daddy Freeze and Adele. You guys are doing a great job. Keep it up. Not to cause any confusion, but please tell people to look up the meaning of rapture in the dictionary and they'll be amazed. It is something. Is something like understanding and what did Christ say about wisdom in all thy getting get understanding. TY from IKB.
Okay, TY, thank you very much for that. People, if you've heard, go ahead, check up what he said you should check up.
Good evening. My name is Michael from Bado. I don't even know that.
Yeah,
I
Badure
want
is
to
in
ask.
Aja.
Okay. I want to ask. Does this man believe in God? Why is he calling on the Christians alone? What is his own concern about this issue? Like taking it personal. Why is he saying that? Why is he saying that? Why is the man of God in Nigeria? Wow. Okay. Why is he saying that? Why are the men of God in Nigeria not coming out to heal people with the virus? Okay, I guess that's what you're trying to say. Let me shock you here. Let the government allow me to visit the hospital. I will heal them with the blood of the Lamb. You think this is a
Hey!
real Christian?
Let me tell you, pastors in the USA that were saying, there was one pastor, he said, if you call COVID 19, call Jesus. Call Jesus. He is dead. He died of COVID 19. Let government, the only hospital this guy needs to visit is the psychiatric hospital. He is suffering from paranoid delusions. This particular guy who just said this, he wants to go to where? He wants to go and die. The doctors that know what they are doing, have they survived? Tell him, let me give you the name of that pastor. Maybe if you hear the name, he can Google the name and see what happened to the guy. I can't believe that people are talking like this. You want to go and heal who? You think government too is stupid? They will allow you to go there. So you can finish from there and go and kill other innocent people. I want to show you the name of the pastor who passed on. It was breaking news 2 or 3 days ago. This pastor defied the lockdown. He went on to hold packed services. He is dead. I'm going to get you the guy's name now in a second, so you can actually Google this. Abiada, did
Okay.
you hear of the story? You can continue reading.
Yeah,
I'll look for the guy. I'm looking for the guy's name.
I heard the story. I think it was yesterday.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yesterday or the day before, at the very worst.
It happened day before yesterday, but the story came out yesterday. I found
Yes.
it yesterday.
I'll find the guy now. It's not hard. I actually posted him. It's just that I post a lot on my social media. So before you know it, things travel to the bottom of my page very quickly. So take another one while I'm searching for this guy.
Okay. Don't feel promoted if you're okay. Okay, I'm thinking this one. Hmm. Please, can Daddy Free start up his own church since he knows better? Does the vaccine come with microchip? Okay.
I started my own church 3 years ago. We have full attendance. You can visit us online, freenationchurch.org. Yes, he's a Virginia pastor, a pastor I was talking about. He defiantly held packed church services and he told the government that he didn't care about their opinion. His name is Gerald, or his name was Gerald Glenn, and he died of coronavirus just weeks after he defied the ban on social gathering to host a packed church service. Now, not only did he collect it, he also dashed people inside the service. So, among the 2,000 people that are dying every day, he is part of the cause. He is a devil, an agent of Satan. You want to go to where they kept them so you can heal them by the blood. They tell you, say it is blood they are using to heal them. I do not underestimate the power of Christ, but you see, Paul could have healed Timothy when he said, Timothy, drink a little wine instead of just water for your frequent illnesses. When medical science has hope, you see, the woman with the issue of blood had gone around and spent all her money. Medical science couldn't heal her. And then she reached out in faith and grabbed the hem of Christ's garment, and she was healed. We in Nigeria, we transfer that to malaria that has 600 naira cure. And we'll be praying and be waiting for the blood to come and heal us when 600 naira could have solved our problem.
Okay, that is what I actually do is we talk till dawn, but time check and it's
Can we just take one
20 minutes
call? Can
after
somebody
one.
just abuse us
Wow.
a little bit more so we can go to bed remembering these people? Just one more.
Okay, one call and then it's a wrap. Hello.
Hello, Ada.
Yes, miss.
Good morning. It's Kenneth on the line.
Good morning.
That is crazy. I thank you for your exposure.
God bless you, Kelechi. How are you? I'm happy we picked your call.
Yes. I thought that government is one of the problems of this coronavirus in Nigeria because they have been seeing this day and night in China and other countries. Stop people not to troop in for the
God bless you. I said that at the end of February and the beginning of March. I asked why our borders open.
Thank you. Look at the small borders we have. The neighboring countries. He stopped them not to move. But look at this one that is deadly disease. He opened the seaport and the airport. Bros, I believe that this is where we get it wrong. And this government of our people, they don't concern about us. And look at where we are today. And we cannot get the vaccine. Are you getting me?
I'm getting you 100%.
Thank you. The blame is on the government, and they have nothing to offer us at this point of time. If I were to say, I believe that God is going to help us, but by the grace of God, not only this.
Ooh, lost that call. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us on Live and Dangerous with Daddy Freeze on 99.3 Nigeria Info. The show is awesome, and I love it, love it, love it, love Nigeria Info. It's so wonderful, and we're up at this time of the night every single day. I have at a point I had almost 300 people watching me on Instagram, about 200 on YouTube, and about 50 on Facebook. So the discussion continues. Join us every weekday, Mondays through Thursdays from 10 till midnight. God bless you all. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for staying awake and keeping me company. I appreciate you all. Let me say hi to the people on Facebook, Instagram, and then I'll end here. Big shout out to Sunday. Big shout out to Peter Okoye. Are you still there, Peter? Big shout out to Martin Austin, Maybell Chinwe. Maybell, thank you so much. You are very useful. Thank you so much. Wendy John. Thank you so much, guys. Martin Austin. And a big shout out to everybody watching on Instagram. Bukola. Fine Boy 520. Yemis SLK. Chef Chish. Thank you so much. Frank Goz. Timmy Ike. God bless you all. Okay, big shout out to everyone who watched on YouTube. Posh Mama, is that you, Posh Mama? Okay, Purisima. Thank you very much. Big shout out to Chubby James, Michael Emmanuel, Andreas, Tessie, Gift, Oscar, Chigozie Frank, Common Sense, Fausat Lawal. God bless you all for your love, your kindness, and support. Take care, guys, and God bless you all.